Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 2 of the Die Hard League tournament that happened on September 14th, 2023. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format anyone wants, really. More info in the description. League Cup, Saturday, September 23rd, starting at 11 a.m. Central, and League Challenge on Thursday, September 28th, starting at 6 p.m. Central, both at Die Hard Games. Check out Pokemon's event locator for more premier events at Die Hard Games, such as League Challenges, League Cups, and pre-releases. Please give this video a like, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good stuff. But let's get into this round 2. Chien-Pao Baxcalibur versus Lugia. Single strike. Frigiback's hitting the bench there. Chien-Pao starting things off here with its Shivery Chill ability. When it's in the active spot, you could search your deck for 2 water energy and add them to your hand. So that's how this Chien-Pao deck likes to accumulate the dripping wet hands. Next, we're going to want to see one more Frigibax hit the bench. I guess you're really not scared of your Frigibax getting KO'd against a single strike Lugia deck on their turn 1, at least. So this board is just fine. We probably would have liked to see, though, that Arceus V come down. I think that's what variant this is here. Arceus V-Star helps things happen on the V-Star turn. But this is fine for now. Play will begin on the single strike Lugia side. We for sure want to see that Lugia V come down. I see an Ultra Ball in hand, so that can happen. Very important to get the Lugia V down turn 1, so that way it can evolve into the V-Star on turn 2 and use that powerful Summoning Star V-Star ability to bring 2 normal type Pokemon from the discard pile onto the bench. And that is how you, quote, cheat the 2 Archeops in play with their powerful Primal Turbo ability. Squawkabilly coming down onto the bench, Squawkabilly EX. Lumineon V coming down onto the bench right next to it with its Luminous Sign ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to the bench, you can search your deck for a supporter card and add it to your hand. Iono will be the supporter, the target supporter. Iono is good because it helps, or it lets you preserve those cards in hand versus discarding them with something like Professor's Research. So I imagine we're going to see that Iono be played here shortly. Maybe you can attach an energy from hand to use as start powering up the Stonejourner, or to have an energy on a Pokemon for pivot for later. But just depends on what's in hand here. Iono coming straight down. Iono supporter card. Each player shuffles their hand, puts it at the bottom of the deck, and then each player draws for how many prize cards they have remaining. So both players will shuffle up, put it at the bottom, and get 6 cards here. We need to see that Lugia V. I see a Capturing Aroma there, so that could find it. But Nest Ball, even better at finding it. We save that Capturing Aroma next turn. Nest Ball lets you search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto the bench, and Lugia V will be the target here. It'd be nice to get Archeops in the discard pile this turn, but not as crucial as getting that Lugia V down this turn. Professor Burnett can discard the Archeops later, but we're going for the Capturing Aroma and see what happens. Capturing Aroma, flip a coin. Tails. So a basic Pokemon will be found. If it was heads, an evolution Pokemon would have been found. So I think you do want to put the second Lugia down. I don't know, because then you have your bench at 4 when 5 is the bench limit, meaning you only have room for 1 Archeops. But it looks like Stonejourner is the target, just to thin it out of the deck for now. Aha, there we go. Ultra Ball, discarding 2 cards, the most important one being that Archeops. To find that second Archeops, and I wonder if there's another way to discard in hand, so that way that second Archeops can be put into the bench. Not crucial, again, to get it in there this turn, because Ultra Ball or something else could do it next turn. Ultra Ball being the ideal target. But oh, nope, I almost forgot about the Squawkabilly. Squawkabilly EX is in play. Its Squawk and Seize ability can only be used on your first turn, and when you use it, you discard your hand and draw 6 cards. So there we go. We got the 2 Archeops in the discard pile. We got the Lugia V down. We got a fresh grip of 6 cards. Second, okay, yeah, I think you kind of have to put the second Lugia V down, double turbo energy being attached to it, and passing things over to Chien-Pao. You want to have the 2 Lugia down because a Chien-Pao that deck is made to take big knockouts, and if they target your single Lugia V, guess what? You got no Lugia V in play, as that means no Lugia V star. Play will resume on Chien-Pao's side, starting things off with Irida. Irida Supporter lets you search your deck for a water Pokemon and an item card. So it basically just says, evolve that Frigibax to Baxcalibur. Nice and easy there. Baxcalibur Rare Candy being found. Rare Candy lets you skip that middle evolution, stage 1, and lets you go straight to the stage 2. So Rare Candy evolve to Baxcalibur. Chien-Pao's Shivery Chill ability being used to find 2 water energy from the deck, add it to the hand. Baxcalibur on the bench there has that awesome Super Cold ability, which lets you attach water energy from your hand to your water Pokemon in any way you like. Unlimited water energy everywhere. Frigibax coming down onto the bench to join the big Papa Baxcalibur. And let's see, we're going to want to see a Gust on one of those 2 prize Pokemon, taking the KO on a 2 prize Pokemon versus a single prize Stonejourner. Oh, Escape Rope works too. Escape Rope item, your opponent chooses a Pokemon from their bench to promote into the active spot, and then you do the same thing. Most importantly, your opponent chooses first. Normally, it's you can predict what your opponent's going to pick. In this case, you don't care. As long as it's a 2 prize Pokemon, that's good. I don't think the math works out. That's what we're checking. Checking the math here. Chien-Pao's Hail Blade attack does 60 times the amount of damage, or 60 times the amount of water energy you discard from your side of the field. So with the 180 mark, either the Squawkabilly or Lumineon would get knocked out. So Squawkabilly being promoted there, Baxcalibur being promoted on the other side, attaching, let's see, 2 water energy. Let me slow things down here. 2 water energy were attached to the Baxcalibur with its Super Cold ability to retreat into the Chien-Pao. 3 water energy being attached to the Chien-Pao, and then all of them being discarded to take the KO on that Squawkabilly EX. Perfect. Lugia V being promoted. Lugia V, I don't think minds seeing that KO though, because that opens up the bench spot for the 2 Archeops. Mesagoza being played. Mesagoza is a stadium, lets you flip a coin, and if heads, you get to search your deck for a Pokemon. The result was that lucky heads, the lucky 6 heads, and Lugia V Star being found out of the deck and it being evolved in the active spot there. Now, this is interesting. Chien-Pao has 220 hit points. Lugia's attack, Tempest Dive, I think is what it is, does 220 damage, but since there's a double turbo energy on it, double turbo reduces the attack damage by 20, so it's really only doing 200 damage. So are we going to miss the KO here? Or actually we could retreat into another Lugia V-Star and attack with that one, but we need the other Lugia V-Star, and here's one way we're going to dig for it. Professor's Research, Supporter, discard your hand and draw 7 cards. So we are looking for Lugia V-Star or a way to find it. You think if they had it, it would have got slammed down, right? So did we miss here? We will see. Alright, so we know the Archeops are coming into play from the discard pile onto the bench this turn. Yeah, you can't, oh man, if you put down another Pokemon to attack with, that Tyranitar can take the KO, but you don't have enough space then for 2 Archeops. Yeah, we really needed that Lugia V-Star, or the Lugia V-Star player, yep, they're maybe realizing it now. If they didn't promote the Lugia V with the double turbo energy, they would have just had the KO here. Either way, Summoning Star being activated here. Summoning Star bringing those two Archeops from the discard pile straight onto that bench. Each of them have the powerful Primal Turbo ability, lets you search your deck for two energy cards, special energy cards, and attach them to one of your Pokemon. So we really need that Lugia V-Star. So potential misplay, unless I missed something. It looks like there was a misplay here where the Lugia V could have been promoted. I guess we didn't know that we were going to flip heads on Mesagoza either, and that might have been the only way to find the V-Star. Looks like Gift Energy being attached manually to the active Lugia V Star, and Primal Turbo, first Primal Turbo being activated here. Searching the deck for two special energy cards and attaching them to one of the Pokemon. Gift Energy being attached to the active Lugia V. Second Primal Turbo coming down to start powering up that Lugia V on the bench. A double Turbo Energy being attached to it. Man, I don't know. I think it's potentially game breaking and not taking the KO here. I don't think there's any way to buff the damage by 20 either. So 200 damage being put onto that Chien-Pao, 20 damage left. Man, yeah, they're realizing that, yeah, if I would have promoted the other Lugia with no double turbo energy on it, I had the KO. But I guess they chose to put the one with the double turbo because they didn't know if they were going to flip heads on Mesagoza to be able to find the Lugia V-Star. Either way, we'll stop analyzing things here in the Professor's Lab and move on. Arceus V being put on the bench. It looks like, okay, let me let you guys know what's happening here. Lugia V-Star's attack does 220 damage, and it says you may discard a stadium in play. Mesagoza was in play. The player did not do that when they attacked, discard the stadium. They don't have to, but they realized, I probably wanted to discard the stadium to let my opponent not use it. So they asked their opponent, hey, we're chilling here, you know, do you want, or is it okay if I have discarded that stadium with my attack? The Chien-Pao, the cool Chien-Pao player was like, yeah, sure, no problem, that makes sense. You would have done that, right? Yep, cool, thanks, bud. Let's move on and let's chill on this Thursday league night. Anyways, Chien-Pao using its Shivery Chill ability to find two water energy from the deck and add them to the hand. Ooh, Superior Energy Retrieval coming down. Item card. Discard two cards, and you can put up to 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile into the hand. 4 water energy cards coming from the discard pile to the hand. And 5, let's see, 5 waters coming down onto, yep, 5 water energies being attached to the active Chien-Pao, thanks to the Baxcalibur Super Cold ability. Lets you attach your water, as much water energy as you want to your Pokemon in any way you like. And then another water energy being attached to that Arceus V there. And Hail Blade, 300 damage onto that Lugia V-Star, and more than enough to take the KO. Lugia V being promoted here, and play resumes on Lugia's side. Tyranitar V hitting the bench. So, at least we know there will be a return KO here, but man, the value on that Chien-Pao taking 4 prizes, hanging in there at 20 HP left, that shouldn't happen, right? Primal Turbo, searching the deck for 2 Single Strike Energy and attaching them onto that Tyranitar V. Second Primal Turbo coming down, finding another Single Strike Energy, attaching it to the Tyranitar V, and that tells me there must be well, let's say this, there could be a energy in hand to attach the Tyranitar V, but we can use its first attack. Let me go ahead and look that one up for you guys right quick. Cragalanche, I think is what it is. Tyranitar has 2 attacks, and they are both relevant. The first attack is Cragalanche for Dark, colorless. Discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck for 60 damage. So I think that's the attack that we're going to go for here. I guess I should say the Single Strike Energy that is on the Tyranitar. Single Strike Energy Can only be attached to single strike Pokemon, and they count as a darkness energy or a fighting energy. Only one at a time, but whichever one you need. And then they also add 20 damage to your Pokemon's attacks. So right now that Craglanch is doing 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 6. Let's do some basic math right here in the professor's lab. 120 damage right now with that Craglanch. So either way, V-Guard energy being manually attached to that Tyranitar V. Ultra Ball coming down, discard an Ultra Ball and Lugia V to find a Pokemon card. Lugia V-Star being found with that Ultra Ball there. Where were you last turn? Second Lugia V-Star. Lugia V-Star evolving in the active spot there. Retreating into that Tyranitar V and hitting the Chien-Pao player with the Iono. So this is how we make the comeback. Iono, both players shuffle their hand, put them at the bottom of the deck, and draw cards equal to the remaining prize card. Chien-Pao player gets 2 cards. Lugia V-Star player gets a full 6. Let's limit the options of that Chien-Pao to the next turn and potentially come back in this game. Alright, nothing else to do but attack here. And I'm pretty sure we see the Cragalanche attack, not the single strike crush. The more powerful single strike crush, but if you do that, you have to discard the top 4 cards of your deck, whereas Cragalanche discards the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Alright, let's see what we decide to do here. Taking a look at the hand, seeing what options are there. Is there anything else I need to play this turn, or do I hang on to these resources for next turn? Alright, so must be Cragalanche. Yep, Cragalanche taking the KO and discarding a couple cards from the Chien-Pao player's deck. Frigibax being promoted, and play resumes on the Baxcalibur side of the field. Alright, so Tyranitar V has 230 HP. So, not enough for, or too much for the Arceus V-Star to knock out. The Chien-Pao player was limited with their hand. Ooh, the Iono stuck. Wow. So we just saw a draw and pass on Chien-Pao's side thanks to that Iono. Man, and play resumes here on single strike Lugia's side. Cragalanche can also knock out that Frigibax thanks to the buffs of that single strike energy, doing 120 damage, more than enough to KO the Frigibax. Nothing left to do but theme deck mode here. Let's just attack, attack, attack. The fundamentals of the Pokemon trading card game being put on full display here. Also the powerful comeback cards that TPCI promised us, or the Pokemon Company, whoever it is. Big Pikachu promised us with these new Scarlet and Violet sets. Focus on comebacks. Alright, you could start powering up that Lugia V-Star on the bench with the Archeops Primal Turbo. You don't really need to, though. It's kind of good to be flexible. Looks like a collapsed stadium is coming down to remove that Luminion V liability from play. Collapsed stadium says that the new bench limit is 4 for both players versus the usual 5. So good way to get rid of those liabilities on your side of the field and also control your opponent's options on their side. Alright, debating on manually attaching an energy to this Lugia V-Star. Looking through the discard pile, seeing what resources have been used. This Lugia V-Star player is, okay, my Iono's stuck, so now how do I not lose? How do I keep this momentum going for me? What's the best way for me to put myself in the best position to come out on top in this round 2 of the league tournament at Die Hard Games? Primal Turbo, searching the deck for a gift energy and attaching it onto that Lugia V-Star on the bench there. Only the gift energy found, so just kind of, putting some resources into this Lugia V-Star, but not too many. Boss's orders coming down, bringing up that Arceus V And now Tyranitar V will use its Single Strike Crush, 240 base damage, but you have to discard the top 4 cards of your deck. I didn't see what was discarded there. Let's go back in time and check it out. Alright, we saw the boss's orders. We know that the V is coming up there. And Single Strike Crush. Alright, Professor Burnett, not bad. Single Strike Energy, not too bad. Yeah, so overall, not too bad of discards there to tie things up here in this endgame. 2 prizes, 2 prizes. Single Strike Energy is not bad to see in the discard pile because the Lugia decks plays Earn a Vitality to recycle those Single Strike Energy. Lumineon V coming down on Chien-Pao's side of the field. Searching the deck for a supporter card. Irida is a supporter card. Lumineon found. Irida lets you search your deck for a water Pokemon and an item. Chien-Pao being the water Pokemon and Nestball being the item card. Alright, so this there wasn't a superior energy retrieval. Maybe just not enough going on in the hand here. Oh, there we go. Superior energy retrieval. Already 1 in hand. Discarding a couple cards and adding 4 water energy from the discard pile to the deck. Important card coming down there. Skater's Park coming down. That says whenever your Pokemon manually retreats, you put that energy that you would normally pay for the retreat cost into your hand instead of the discard. So very important card to see come down here. A couple energy being attached to the Frigibax. Wow, was that the game? Whoa, did our Chien-Pao player come back this time? Oh my goodness. Alright, so yeah, we saw the superior energy retrieval being played, the Skater's Park coming down. Let's see. Yeah, we did. We saw it. Alright, Skater's Park. It was all thanks to that Skater's Park. I'm going to have to put that in my deck now. Alright, Skater's Park came down. 2 water energy being attached to the active Frigibax. Active Frigibax retreats, and instead of that water energy going to this card pile, Skater Park says we're going to put that into your hand instead. Frigibax retreated into Chien-Pao. All 4 of those water energies were attached to the active Chien-Pao. Active Chien-Pao discards all of them, doing 240 damage to that Tyranitar V and taking the KO and the final 2 prizes of the game, taking the game of this round 2 in the league tournament. Another banger of a game here. What do you guys think of this video and the commentary? Please let me know in the comments, like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.